Okay, giving this a shot. Let's see what happens. Just fired my bike up, otherwise I would have gone. So I'm wondering how well you can hear the motor through this and how bad is the wind. I'm going to get out on the freeway here in a minute. See how it is. Right now this is all test. So what I have in front of me is an SJCAM SJ5000x Elite. And on my helmet right here, I've got the SJCAM SJ6 Legend. I've got the image stabilization turned on both cameras. I've got my SJ6 microphone running into my helmet, and it's resting right next to my headset earpiece. That way you can not only hear me talk, but you can also hear what comes through my earpiece. So when I'm Bluetoothing with somebody else riding, you'll be able to hear that also. I'm really hoping this comes through well. Actually, here in a minute, I'll probably put my GPS on and test that, because it goes through my helmet also. And I'd like to see if you can hear that on the recording here. I'm assuming you'll be able to, but I have no idea yet. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but my helmet fogs up pretty easy when I stop. Another reason I want to go for a ride is my helmet has a smell of glue from gluing the camera mounts, or at least the one on the front. The one on the side I already had. And then to mount my microphones and headset and all that, I used a soldering iron and melted into the foam a little bit, just so I could inset all those pieces. Wish it wasn't this late, because it gets cold up here. Otherwise, and I'm just in jeans. Otherwise, I'd go up playing some dirt right now. But I don't want to head up there right now. It'll take me about a half hour to get there, and if I go across the mountain, it's a good hour across. By the time I start heading home, it'd be pretty cold. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is Placerville, California. About halfway between Sacramento and South Lake Tahoe. I'm really curious how this is going to work once I get onto the freeway. And I moved my earpieces a little bit too, because I couldn't hear very well, especially when I got on the freeway. Anytime I got over about 40, I couldn't hear very good. So I'm really hoping moving the earpieces will make a difference, and I think it will, because testing it inside the house, it was a massive difference. So we will see. There we go. Now, one problem with the camera that's mounted on the handlebars is it's blocking my speedometer. I'm just kind of guessing my speed, but out on the freeway, as you guys that own DRZs know, you can kind of tell when you're doing about 65. Wound up pretty good at 65. I believe I've done either 80 or 90 on this bike, but it's not something I do very often. It's just, I wanted to see how it went. So right now I'm doing 60. I'm going to go ahead and speed up a little bit here. the audio, see how it sounds. And I think I'll take the next exit and hook up my GPS, and then I will have it navigate somewhere so I can hear it through the headset. And we'll see if you guys can hear it in the recording. I'm hoping you'll be able to. Says 72, which actually means I'm doing 65. I verified that on GPS. Something I'm noticing is my front wheel's bouncing around a bit right now, so I gotta get back in there and check the balance. I tried to balance it before, but I have slime in my tires, so I threw off my balancing, so I pulled the weights off. It felt better, but it's still not right, so I'm gonna go back in, probably spin the tires a bit when they're warm, and then balance again and see how it turns out. One downside about slime, although it will help to balance sometimes when they're warmed up, it'll kind of level itself out a little bit, but it's not perfect. So like I say, I'm going to take this exit here, hook up my GPS real quick. See what we got on that. Okay, this shouldn't take long. I brought it with me. It's here. It's a TomTom Rider, first edition. It's running the latest software on it. And I've had to modify it because the charge port on the back of the mount here went bad, so I've gone straight through the bottom here to make it work. Figured instead of throwing it away, I might as well have something. So that's what I have done. Here's my lovely ladies. And it's telling me I have an old map, which yes, I know that. See if my headset will connect. It's connecting to my phone. Oh, I don't think my headset's on. Let's see if that does it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to tell it to... I'm not going to travel to wherever I said here. Let's just go point of interest and city. Say Pollock Pines, because I'm going to go ahead and turn around on the freeway. Let's go to a gas station up there. Let's go to the Chevron. Go to the Chevron. Select it. And we're on our way. Should get some audio through the headset here in a second.
Turn around when possible.
There she is.
Turn left.
Alrighty, we're on the road again. I got a car coming though. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go back road instead of freeway. I've already tested freeway. I'll know whether or not I can hear anything. This is a nice ride out through here. $25, $45, $55, something like that. One thing I do like about this bike, it handles quite well, even on the street. I mean, it's not a sport bike, but it's not bad at all. The only thing is right now we got a lot of deer, so I do have to watch out for the deer. I keep not running into them, but running into them, you know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of them lately. Grown-ups and babies. I bumped into a baby deer long time ago. I'm 51 now, almost 52. And I was, I believe, 21. The mama ran across the street, and I clamped on my brakes and came to a skidding stop and just barely nudged the baby. She tipped over, he, whatever. Got right up, looked at me, stared at me for a second, and then ran off after mom. And I could tell I wasn't hurt at all, but that was uncool. But at least I was able to stop. And I did have a passenger on the back too, but fortunately we didn't hurt it. Unfortunately we didn't hit mom, because that would have been disastrous. I gotta play with my jets again. I just rejetted the bike. I put a 160 in it. Problem is I live at 1,800 feet, and I often ride higher than that, so I think I'm gonna have to go back down to a 155 or a 150. If I remember correctly, this bike comes with a 140 or 142, something like that. So I don't really know where it's supposed to be. I know it pops a lot more now that I went to the 160. And it almost seems like I don't have quite the power I used to. I'm thinking maybe it's a little too rich, possibly. I wish I had somebody that really knew how to dial that in for me. Because for me, I'm just guessing. I'm going by what some other people say, and then I'm guessing the rest of it. I also need to check my valves now. It's time for that. I'm at, I don't see it. I'm around 9,000 miles on this thing. It's time to check them again. So I guess the next thing I need to do is stop and check if I'm getting anything with this camera. I have no idea what view I'm getting when I'm riding, because I actually haven't tested that yet. I guess I need to check that out. Matter of fact, right here's a nice white spot to pull out. I'll pull my phone out and get a view off the phone. Oh, the only thing is, I have no idea how to get into my Wi-Fi on this thing, on the new one. Dang it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it right now. I guess I got to go home. I'll see what the video looks like. If it's set right, I know where I'm mounted. I've got the camera tilted all the way back against the helmet, so hopefully it's high enough. I'm just thinking it might be a hair too high, but I really don't know yet. We will see. Man, this helmet fogs up quick. Yeah, see, when I open it up, I get a dead spot. It's like I have plenty of power at the bottom end, and it runs really well at the bottom end. The middle's got kind of sort of a dead spot, and then at the top, it doesn't keep running up like I think it should. But I do realize it's a DRZ 400. It's not a sport bike. It's not a two-stroke. I rode my brother's KTM 500 EXC. It's an 2018, and that thing's a beast. That thing, at whatever speed I want, I just twist the throttle and it feels like it's going to flip me right over. Lifts right up, not even questioning what I'm doing. So I know it's not going to ride like that, but it just seems like it should be a slight bit more power than that, because I've got the pipe, I've got the 3x3. I'm running the Pro, gosh, what is it? the T4 pipe or muffler, Pro Circuit T4, and then I got the Jet. So I mean, it should be better than I've got, I think. 9,000 miles. It's not worn out yet. I'm actually a casual rider. I'm not a hard rider, so I'm not beating it up. We're going to take a little detour here real quick. There's a cool little graveyard out here, which I just learned about recently. And supposedly it's the oldest known residents, I guess you'd say, of El Dorado County. They're buried out here. Say hi to them. It just blows me away this is out here, and I just had no idea before. Okay, where are they? There they are. The only thing is, every once in a while there's some homeless people out here. I don't like disturbing them because it's kind of where they live.
80 yards, turn right.
After 80 yards, turn right over there in the field. Okay, so I'm assuming you can see the gravestones here. But these are people born in the 1700s. These are some old folks here. So let's go take a quick look. There's the beautiful bike. Love that bike. It's so fun to ride up. There are gravestones here. I didn't even know that. That one's 1960, so these are some more recent ones here. Open my lens so I can see and breathe. If you check this out, died in 1876. 1883. 1880. One of these days I want to go through the whole place and really kind of check it out and see what the oldest gravestone is out here. 1877, 71, 1827. Dang. 1870 something. And then here's the sign I was talking about. Talks about who they are. I had no idea this was out here. This is literally behind Walmart, or Kmart. Kmart's right over there. And I've ridden out here in the dirt a bunch of times and never saw this because the grass grows up pretty tall. You can't see it. Sorry about the heavy breathing. That's kind of par for the course for me lately. We're actually bottomed out on that. There was a tree stump there I didn't catch. Actually bottomed out on my skid pan. So we're gonna go out at Kmart. still trying to get me up to Pollock Pines, and I'm not going to do that. But like I said, I just wanted to test audio, see how the volume's coming through and all that. I think what I'll do is get onto the freeway and see if I can hear the GPS, because that's one thing I was unable to do before. So hopefully I can hear the audio now. She should yell at me to turn around a few times while I hit the freeway here. So I'll be going the opposite direction of what she thinks I should do. I will be taking this next exit. I'm going to go ahead and head home now. It's a little bit cold. Not bad, but a little bit. I'm going to head home. Check out the video, see what we got. Hopefully it turned out awesome. And just so everybody knows, this SJ6 Legend camera that I got, it runs, what, 160, 170 bucks, something like that. And I found a seller that had it for $107. I was a little bit leery whether or not I was going to get it, but it was Amazon Prime, and sure enough, it's a brand new package. Scratch the code and verify it's a real camera, and it's legit. So for 107 bucks, I got an SJ6 Legend. The cool thing is it has this digital screen on the front. I don't know if it's turned on right now for that camera to see it, but there's a little digital screen on the front that gives you recording information. Oh, matter of fact, in the mirror, yeah, it's on. Don't know if you can see it, there's no backlight. But anyways, I'm excited about all this. We'll see if this turns out. Hoping it turns out well. So the camera on the handlebars, I'll look at the video. If I like it, that's fine. If not, I don't really need to run it there. It's quite possible I'll take that camera and throw it down on the frame somewhere. That might be interesting, maybe at the wheel or something. Not really sure, but I like being able to see my gauges. I believe there's a temp gauge on this thing, and it's blocked right now. It'd be nice to see all that. I can usually tell if a motor's overheated by the way it feels, you know, or the sound or whatever, but it's still nice to have the gauge. Although, usually those gauges are good for letting you know that your motor's already seized up. Yeah, see right there, second geared, I was wound up, RPMs, I don't know, I don't have a RPM gauge. I'm assuming I was around 2,500 to 3, and to me I just feel like this thing should have lifted right up there, and it just doesn't do it, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. And I did realize recently that I don't have the FCR carb on here, so maybe that's it. Maybe I just gotta put an FCR on it. It might take care of my problem. At any rate, I'm going to cut the video because I'm not going to take you to my house. Although I think I've done that before. But, yeah. So, hopefully this turned out. I'll talk to y'all later. it'll pull a wheelie just fine if I hit a little hoop-de-doo. But just to lift up by twisting the throttle, it doesn't do it. And maybe these don't. Maybe you have to clutch it to bring it up. I just don't like doing that. I'm not good at it, I guess is why. Okay, let's put all the gear away.